we're gonna. I think we're gonna call that good. It's Tuesday. I'm here. You're beautiful. It's the wrong day. It's the wrong time. It's the wrong lighting. But we are here for GotBot Goes live. I'm, of course, your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe. And while you are at it, light them up, baby. Hit the notification bell, please. Helps me out a ton. Let you know when content of all sorts goes appear on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. This is Tibbs Eve, which is pretty much unique to Newfoundland, though it's starting to catch on in a lot of places around the world. It is the eve before Christmas Eve. It is like an early start. In Newfoundland, it's always kind of been known as the Friends Christmas, where you go out, you have snacks, you have drinks, you get jovial, you hang out with your friends before you have Christmas with your family. So what better friends to hang out with than you guys? As for the name Tibbs Eve, there's a couple of stories about where the name came from. One relating to Tibbs being promiscuous women, and basically it's a time for fun, just like those women of the night would be. The more commonly understood root of Tibbs Eve is that it comes from Tips Eve. Some places they'll call Tips Eve as in getting tipsy because you're having a few spirits with your friends to celebrate the holidays. So I have my GotBot mug here. Man, my lighting here is terrible tonight. It was better last week. However, I had it set up. It was a bit better last week. I didn't do any promo for this at all. Just like next week, there won't really be any promo for it. It's very last minute. I'm going to see if this light is better. Hold on. Let's just hang tight here for a second. Did that help at all? Did that help? Let's see. Did that help? Might have helped a little bit. That might have helped a little bit. Of course, it's not our usual setup here. I'm going to try and move this over actually just a little bit there. It's not our usual setup, but you know what? Bear with me. It's the holidays. It is what it is. Of course, over here, there's a lot of like decorations and stuff. Over here, there's a lot of decorations and stuff as well. So such is life. Hope you guys are really geared up for the holidays. We're pretty darn close now, but there was no way I was going to do the show on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or Boxing Day. We're also kind of bearing down here for a couple of holiday storms, so we might get kind of trapped in here. Remember, next week's show will also be on Tuesday before New Year's Eve. So tonight is a bit weird. Yes, there's a couple of unboxing things, but next week will really be the Christmas haul, right? We had the holiday unboxing last week that came from Maximal 10, and there was a lot of interesting things in there. A couple of things that were in another bag, so I'm going to do those tonight as like a follow-up unboxing to the Blokees, to the little Blokees Star Scream, to, oh gosh, what else was in that bag? The bag's over right there. A whole bunch of stuff anyway. As is the case, if you want to know everything that was in last week's unboxing, go back and watch last week's show. I have a few things here tonight. It's going to be interesting. Of course, we have some news that we will obviously talk about. We'll do a quick round of trivia as well. Let me check in and see who is here already. I don't know what sort of turnout I'm going to have because I did no promo for this at all. I'm just fitting it. Honestly, I'm fitting it in now before we have supper and I settle into Tibbs Eve for the night. A friend of mine, Andrew, NDB Games is his YouTube channel, though I don't think he's used it in a long time. And he's been on the show before. He always gives us a call, usually late Tibbs Eve after he's a little tipsy himself. He usually gives us a video call and we kind of hang out a little bit there as well. So let's see who we got here already. Hey, Marcus. Happy holidays to you. Didn't realize you were going live early tonight. Makes sense now. That's what I was saying. See, Daryl. We literally invented a holiday so we could drink more. That's true. That's true. Get wasted before the family shows up. I mean, honestly, Marcus, I mean, I was trying to be a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Tactful with it, but yeah, that's basically it. That's basically the gist. Your lights seem a bit close. I'd move them away a little. They're up all the way. Honestly, they're up all the way. But again, moving them away a little, you're assuming I have the space to do that. That's why I said the lighting and stuff is off, Daryl. I don't really have the room to move it, and I'm only using one of the lights instead of two of the lights like I usually do. So yes, it is absolutely very like even if I move and like it's not, because it's all kind of one-sided lit over here now because of the way it is. So it just, anyway, it is what it is. Such is life. We'll live and make it through a show. Ninja streams going on. Not really, Ash. I said last week that it was going to be Tuesday this week and Tuesday next week, and then we'll get back to our regular Thursday. By the way, I'll point this out now. If you haven't seen it, the top 10 worst Transformers countdown is up. Some surprises on it for sure. Not reminiscent of what my list will look like at all, but I thought it was very interesting the way it works out. Remember, next Monday's list will be my personal top 10 best, and then that'll be the last list for 2025. And then the first list for 2026 will be my personal top 10 worst for 2025. So that's kind of where it's going to go. As for reviews, I don't know if I'm going to fit any in over the holidays. We'll see how time goes. We'll see what I can film. We'll see. But once we kind of get into the new year, we'll get back to normal. There's a lot of stuff to review right now. Let's go up here again. Hey, Nar, happy holidays. We are well underway with Yule. Yes, well underway now. Where's Blue Raccoon when we need him, right? It was nice to have an unboxing that wasn't something from my collection for once. I bet you appreciated that, Daryl. I bet you appreciated that, because a lot of the unboxings lately have been courtesy of Daryl. I'm not going to lie. I'm digitally scanning all my modern box backs so I can throw the physical versions away. See if we can just pass on storing them. Sadness. I mean, I don't care about boxes in the least. That sounds like a lot of work. I literally rip them out and then they go straight in recycling. I've never seen the point in keeping boxes. The only ones that I've kept a couple, like the HasLab things I kept, and most of the Titan boxes I've kept. But that's it. Everything else has gone recycled. I know my light. Something you need to be. What? Sometimes you need to be a little wasted to deal with family. I know my light. Oh, yeah. I have no doubt you know your light. I'm not going to lie, Daryl. I don't know jack about lighting. I always just go by the seat of my pants. I haven't researched it or nothing, but I'm not surprised you know. Are we getting any new KOs? Not that I know of. What? I'm late. Thought it was going to be later tonight. No, you know what? I said it was going to be on Tuesday, and I know normally it's later, but since I had the time now, and honestly, Starscream wife she's taking a little lie down herself, to be honest with you. So I was like, why don't you take a lie down? I'm going to get a shower. I'm going to do the show. Then we'll get some supper. It'll be grand. So that's why I'm kind of on here now. Where's the Yule log? I would need a wood stove for a Yule log or a fireplace. Ain't got neither. Fun fact, though, when I moved into this house, there was a wood stove just over here, kind of in the middle of a hallway. It was weird, but it wasn't wet certified or anything like that, so we just took it out, and stuccoed over the ceiling and whatnot, and anyway, I don't have it anymore. And if you're talking about the dessert, I do love a nice, delicious Yule log. I'm not going to lie. The boxes show color proof of the items in the package. I use them for when I sell stuff. I guess I don't really sell that much stuff. And if somebody wants to buy it, like I got my stuff here, I'm not a scammer. Either you want to buy it or you don't. Like, it's like buying a car. Like, I don't haggle. I don't go in and haggle. I'm like, give me the best price. If I like what you say, I'll buy it. If I don't, I'm going to walk away and go somewhere else. I don't do that. When I bought my house, I put an offer in. I said they accept it or they don't. I'm not doing them coming back and we're going back and forth. I don't do that. It's a waste of my time, and my time is more valuable than that. So I don't know. You do you, I guess. Hey, Albert. Our Yule log is just decorated with candles. Hollies are interesting. I'd like to see that. Love the smell of a fireplace burning wood. Is an awesome smell, like a campfire. It is. Yes, you're right. It does have a nice, homey, cozy smell to it. You're right. Okay. All that being said, let's jump right into the news and not waste any time, because I'm sure we all have some holidaying stuff to do, finish up, whatnot. Usually Not usually. Every year we've been together, I've made Starscream Wife a card. I know it's kind of hooky and childish, but I've always done it. Haven't got that done this year. That might be tomorrow's job. For now, we're going to start with this though. So I'm not really into this. This is turbo changing, returning to Transformers core line. I don't even know what this is. We have a report that tiny turbo changers will be making a comeback in the new TRA core line, which the new prime changers are a part of. I don't know what this is. I don't know what a prime changer is. I don't know what a tiny prime changer is. I don't remember these. I don't think I've ever seen these, so I don't know what this is. And just a box here like this doesn't really do anything for me. They look tiny, and they look like they change. I'm assuming it's a little pullback, spring-loaded. I don't know what these are. I've never seen these before, but it seems like it's a little gimmicky thing. If you like the gimmicky stuff, cool, go for it, buy it. Then we also have, and again, this is that I'm not into, McFarlane Toys 1/3 scale replica bust Transformers G1 Optimus, Megatron, and Bumblebee revealed. These are busts, not helmets or anything. In for one of these busts, I guess cool. They're due January, February of 2026. They have different descriptions for not going through all of that. I will, however, go through the images. They're not even full busts. They're just the head, right? It's not the upper body. It's just the head. So Bumblebee, I mean, it's a nice enough sculpt. I think he could have benefited from a little smirk or a smile. He looks very serious. I don't know if it matches Bumblebee. Megatron, a little like he has a scowl. That makes sense. Though something seems off. The eyes maybe are a little too small. I don't know. The top of the head should be a bit wider. The lower part of the head should be a bit narrower. Something seems off about this Megatron to me. But I can't put my finger on why. It's a good sculpt. It's a clean sculpt. It's just something about it doesn't quite strike me right. Love the back of it. Love the sides of it. And Optimus, of course. Great Optimus sculpt. It's not perfect, but it's really quite good. I wish the brim of his little hat thing was a little more rounded instead of the straight across line. I mean, it's clean. I don't know. If you're into head sculpts, I guess, do it. As for prices and stuff, I'm not really seeing a price, but was it set up here? $19.99. So they're only $20 anyway if you wanted it, right? 20 US, that is. And we're going to go up past the Black Friday and the sales and all that nonsense. Skybound solicitations for March. This was interesting. So Transformers the movie, 3D lenticular and aluminum panel official announcement. Basically, it is the movie has entertained us along millions of fans for decades, and we're excited to team up with Hasbro to release a 3D lenticular and an aluminum panel print edition of the iconic poster. Long story short, the 3D lenticular 24x36, digitally numbered, COA issued by Verisart, limited to 100, I guess 100 copies, $100. Lenticular Plex 4mm polystyrene, digital numbered COA issued by the same company, 50 of those for $200. And the aluminum panel, this one is again 50 and $175. Again, if I'm spending that kind of money, either I very much have to be an art collector, or I very much have to be, I guess that's it. I would have to be an art collector. I don't understand spending $200 on this, you know. 100, I mean, maybe if you're really, really into the poster. Poster's neat and all, but like, I don't know if I need it. Honestly, I don't think I do. If you do, cool. Some of this stuff, like, it gets made, and I think it's cool that it exists, but I'm like, I'm not sure who the market is. I'm not really sure who it appeals to for that kind of chunk of change, right? We have new images of the missing link. Delta Magnus. I mean, not a whole lot to see if you already know the Optimus, because this is the same thing. If you already know the, I can't remember this guy's name. People keep saying it. I know it's, when I hear it, I'll be like, oh yeah, it's that. And I don't remember what it is now. But this little lad. And you can see here how it attaches to the back. Again, if you don't know, it should be very familiar, except now the feet, instead of being down straight, they fold up, allowing the knee bend, is my understanding. I guess the legs kind of lock in behind the hip areas here. I'm not really sure exactly how this attaches, because the old one, the original, you just used the hand pegs and you jammed it on, and that was it. He was on. He stayed there. Yay, you. This one seems like it has a couple of more points where it at least slots in, right? That's what it looks like to me anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. Of course, the head still goes on over as it did before. The difference of the blue here compared to the blue here and on the chest, I find that super jarring. I really don't like the light blue on the cab compared to the darker blue on the trailer. But that's just me. I'm not getting this anyway. I've moved well beyond this. But I understand those who do want it. Again, I find the legs comical. I'm glad they're articulated, but they're so thin that I find it very comical to see him with his knee bend. But it's cool that he can do it. Don't get me wrong. I think that Ultra Magnus, Delta Magnus, I think they are absolutely cool releases. I'm not I'm not griping on it for people that are 100% into this. I get it. And there's a whole big chunk of the fandom that very, very much loves not only their G1 goodness, but like the G1 toy goodness. So you don't really want the updated stuff. You want the original, but if you can have it with the articulation, all the better, right? So I get the market. Unlike the lenticular stuff, I get the market for this. It's not me, but I understand the market for this. And I think it's pretty neat that it does exist. And again, it's due by mid-2026 for those wondering. Hey, did you miss out on getting one of the Star Raiders, Star Seekers to be part of your pirate crew, that being Road Pig? Well, now you got another chance because Road Pig is getting a reissue. Very strange that he's getting a reissue, but I like Road Pig well enough. It's just one of the Junkion molds. I know a couple of dudes who love to have Road Pig and put the G.I. Joe Road Pig sitting on this Road Pig and putting them together. So I also understand that. I do have Road Pig. Mine, the tolerances are okay, but they could be a little better. I don't think I need to get another copy of this. I really don't. But it's okay. It's an okay mold. That's what I would say. If you missed out on it, I would still get it to add to your collection for your Star Seekers, your Star Raiders, to be a pirate. If you don't need them for that, I don't know if there's a point in getting them, to be honest with you. We had a few reveals this past week. Why didn't that go in there? And this is kind of the first round of images. There's some more images coming up later on. This was done by, I think, Takara. Was it Takara? No, China, Hasbro China. I'm sorry. It was Hasbro China that showed these off. And of course, we have Big Convoy here. We have the Transformers 1 Alpha Trion, though a lot of people say that Transformers 1 Alpha Trion is not great once they've had them in hand. We also have the Studio Series Orion Pax, which is different from the Optimus Prime, which I think was a little lackluster. This looks way better. But new reveals. It looks like we're getting a reissue of the Prime Cliff Jumper rather than him being part of a 4-pack. He's going to be released. Why wouldn't you do this with Horrible? I think it would sell much better. I think he'll sell better. Again, it's using the Chase mold, so it's okay. I hate the arms and shoulders on the Chase mold. I don't think they're well designed at all. They don't like to stay up. They're hindered in their articulation. I don't think the Chase mold was that great because of the shoulders and arms. Otherwise, it's great. Lower body's wonderful. For Cliff Jumper, I think it's okay. But you'll also notice that we have Swerve here, obviously an adaptation from the Gears mold. And we also have Transformers Prime Smokescreen. But I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, this feels more like Power of the Prime's Jazz, or some people have pointed out RID 2015 Jazz because of the way the chest sits. I think the car's cool, but I think the robot mode is pretty off from the character. And Power Glide. Everyone's been waiting on Power Glide. I feel like the red is too dark. And why is he gray when Power Glide isn't gray? He's more of a beige. I mean, this is cool and all, but I'm not a fan of the colors. I do like Swerve. Swerve looks really great. Not much to say there. Either you like the Gears mold or you don't. I already have it for Gears, and Smallfoot will definitely get it for Swerve. It's a great mold. See, the car looks great for Smokescreen. It's just the robot looks a little, not bad. It just looks a little bit off. The car looks pretty much perfect. I like the look of Power Glide in plane mode a bit better than Robot. The gray is not landing with me. And then, of course, we have Animated Ratchet, which I'm pretty sure is an adaptation of the Hoist / Lift Ticket / DK3 Breaker / Trail Breaker mold, right? With the panels on the arms reduced. Great mold. We have seen New Age use a Trail Breaker mold for their version of Animated Ratchet as well. So it's a precedent has been set for doing that. I think it's a fine use for it. This is a pretty good look for that Ratchet, honestly. So that gives you that idea, but we'll see more about that in just a little bit. Then we have this. So this is, of course, 40th Anniversary Studio Series 86 Hot Rod. And it's still being sold as a Voyager, even though it's nowhere remotely close in any way, shape, or form to ever being a Voyager. It was a scam the first time around. It'll be a scam again now. Even more so because the price of Voyagers have gone up. Let me again be clear about this. It doesn't mean I hate it. It just means it's not a Voyager. And those that keep coming back and attacking me say, GotBot just hates it. Like, no. I've never said I hate it, but the more people claim I do, the more I hate it. If you go back and you watch the review that I did for it, I just pointed out by the facts and the math and the numbers that it's not a Voyager. So let's talk about what's different here compared to this guy, the original. So starting from the feet, working our way up. When we look at the lower leg section here, that looks a little more gray than this weird purpley that this was. And right at the very top and kind of around the side, just below the yellow knee, even though the knee should not be yellow, it should be orange, we do have extra paint added here around that section, which is nice. The knee is still the wrong color hinge. It's still yellow for some weird reason. And the thigh is orange. I'm glad they added the paint, but I do find it makes the knee inaccuracy stand out even more than it did before. This new guy is magenta instead of red. On his forearms, we do have a little bit of yellow added to the orange that's here. Unfortunately, the bit of yellow that's added goes vertically. Goes horizontally just across the very beginning of the wrist. It should be going vertically up and down in the middle of the orange. So the yellow's there. It's still wrong. The chest is the same, though I think the orange that's being used on the legs and the chest here is deeper and a higher contrast to the yellow. The gray on the face is a bit lighter than it is here. The crest is now also gray instead of being the silver. In vehicle mode, we don't have that ugly, inaccurate yellow hinge on the top of the car. Now that is magenta. We still, unfortunately, on the elbows have an inaccurate color. It too should be magenta, not gray. We do have the matrix here. For some reason now it's all translucent blue instead of being colored. And we've lost the blast effect. In replacing the blast effect, however, we now get a fishing rod, an extra sword, and a shield. Before, everything that was in the package, being the, the saw, the two blasters. By the way, the two blasters are still silver or painted silver. It looks like the saw is now painted a gray instead of being painted silver. But with the two blasters, the saw, the matrix, the blast effect, and the guy, all of that clocked in at 77 grams. A traditional deluxe is 84 grams. A traditional Voyager, based on the metrics Hasbro themselves set up, a Voyager should be at minimum 145 grams of plastic. I have accepted lower, like in the case of Optimus Primal, at 132 grams of plastic because it had so much paint and so much molded in detail. This does not meet the requirements for the value proposition of a deluxe. It is nowhere close to a Voyager. It is not Scourge or Alpha Trion or Flatline or Cyclonus. No, it's not that level. It's not that big. It's not that quality. It is an okay deluxe. If you can get this guy, for a deluxe price, then yeah, he's worth that for sure. I think with the new bits, he'll probably clock in at about a traditional Voyager, traditional deluxe size of about 84, 85 grams. So I think the value is totally here for a nice middle of the road, mediocre deluxe. But if you're going to try and sell me on the notion of this as a Voyager, no, it fails miserably as a Voyager. Here in Canada, that means, do I think this guy is worth 36 bucks? Yeah, probably. Do I think it's worth 50? Absolutely not. It's okay. I'm happy to see that it's magenta. I will say that. I'm happy to see that we don't have the ugly yellow on the top of the card. This looks more accurate for the car mode. I don't know where this sword and this shield comes from, but anything to pad the value of this is a welcome change. I am irked and I detest the yellow on the knees and the gray on the elbows. It's so inaccurate that it's all I can see. I do like the little bit of orange down around here. I think that's wonderful. I do like the deeper orange contrasted to the yellow. I think that's wonderful. I do like the way the head is painted here. I'm glad that that's a little bit brighter than it is on the original. There's no way I'm going to be double dipping on this because I was scammed once. I'm not going to get scammed twice. Watch for the breakage issues. And yes, there are two known breakage issues with this mold. The first is that visor because it flips inside the head. It's translucent plastic. It's pinned in there. Be careful with it. I've heard of it breaking off. The second refers to the pipes on his forearms. The middle pipe is known to crack off when you are fitting it into the pipes on the vehicle mode, being the ones folded in the legs. Be careful of that. I hope that's not a thing where these are now painted gray. I'm hoping that has remedied that. I do like the yellow there. I really, really do. I just wish it went up vertically instead of being horizontal. But I do like that it's added in there. We do have a couple of extra accessories. We do have added paint. I think there's more value to this offering than it was to this offering. But so it should be, since at the time I got this, a Voyager was $39 here, and now a Voyager is $49 here. So yeah, it should be more value. I feel more comfortable if this was being sold as a deluxe. I don't understand how they're scamming people with this as a Voyager. I'm sorry, it's not. And before anybody says anything about, oh, the parts count, blah, 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 blah. If the parts count is so high on it, then you should have at least been able to get the hinges on the elbows and the knees correct. That's all I'm saying. Does it look good? Yeah, it looks great. It looks way better than the other 86. But that's not to say that all of the value is there. I just can't with this guy. I'm sure people will go lose their minds and say it's perfect and stuff. Here's the thing. I only find the hot rod mediocre. I hate the transformation. I like the upper body. I hate the lower legs because they're backwards and they're cumbersome and they're clunky. It's just not intuitive. It's cool. Yeah, you can sit like this. That's neat. But again, like right here, you see it next to the cup mold. It's obviously a deluxe. It's not even quite as tall as the cup mold. It's not a Voyager. That's all I'm saying. People got to get off that train. I do like that the lower legs here look more gray than on the other one. I do think that this is the better offering. I'll say that. As far as this mold goes, I do think it's a better offering. But like, look at him here. Smaller than Springer. Slightly taller than RC. Like, maybe it does scale okay, but Springer's a Voyager. And even Springer fails as a Voyager. Does not come close to meeting the value of a Voyager at all. But, no, sorry. Springer's a Voyager, but he was sold as a leader. And he doesn't come close to meeting a leader value. But he is a Voyager value. Just like Hot Rod isn't a Voyager. He's a leader. Do you see the trick they're trying to pull on you? Sell a Voyager as a leader, sell a Deluxe as a Voyager, and change those price points. Get rid of the core class, and now Deluxe can start to be shrunk down to become the new Legends class. I'm telling you, start holding this company responsible for the prices that they're charging. Here he is next to Magnus. Here he is next to Springer. Magnus being Commander class. It's just, he looks so puny next to him. Here he is next to Megatron. Like, come on. Are you really going to try and sell me on this? I can't buy it. I'm sorry, man. You do you, I guess. But, like, I just can't with Hot Rod. Don't hate it, but I just can't get behind the notion that it's a Voyager. Ian James Corlett is going to be at TFCon LA. Of course, the voice of Cheetor, as we all know, from Beast Wars. Again, LA, Beast Wars. Remember last week I gave you a bunch of names that were RID 2001, Beast Wars, because that's the way TFCon is going in LA this year. Don't hate it. Think it's a great way to go. Before we run through the other page of news here, let's see what you guys are saying, because I haven't checked in, but I've been certainly rambling on here a bit. Let's see what you guys got to say. Let me scroll up here. Let's see. I think I left off here with Albert and yes, the campfire talk. Hey, Inconsiderate. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Joyous Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah. There's a lot of stuff that people celebrate in December. So I hope whatever you're celebrating, however you're celebrating it, it's lovely. Looks like some sort of pullback, one-step changes. I agree with you, Daryl. Those head busts are jacked looking to me, especially being Megatron. Right? There's something that seems off about it to me. Megatron looks like he got stung by a wasp. I love that. Hey, Blue Raccoon, Merry Christmas to you, buddy. Yes, you're allowed to say it now. I made 50 videos upload to Christmas karaoke. However, there will be a song some of you may not have heard of from a Christmas special. There you go. So if you're looking for some karaoke stuff, I guess, I don't know where he uploaded them, but on your channel, Blue Raccoon, I don't know where you uploaded them, buddy. Those busts look like something my cousin had for his birthday party. Bummer how it broke on the second movie. It was ceramic. That's sad. It began just grocery shopping for Christmas dinner. The stores, we picked up the last few things today, and that's why Starscream wife had to lie down when she got home. It used up all of her spoons. If you don't know the spoons theory, look it up. It's kind of elegant for when your battery runs low, for being around too many people and too much socializing. Just got back from Christmas dinner shopping. There you go. 86 Soundwave is waiting on your porch. Man, he's not supposed to be released here until the end of July. Or sorry, end of June. No, end of January. There you go. Much better switch to this account. 'Tis the season. Delta Magnus looks like the original Diaclone colors. Yeah, it is. It is the original Diaclone colors. Ricky, you're right. And of course, that's the original Diaclone colors are the colors used for Delta Magnus. It's also the colors, if you got the right head, it's also the colors of Shattered Glass Magnus. Road Pig sat on the store shelf forever, went into deep discount. Yeah, he kind of was around here too. Saw Road Pig and some kids. Stop motion works great. It works great if the tolerances are great. That's the case for all of those Junkion molds. All of my Junkions are okay. The modulars are the ones that do not stay together. My modulars stay together great. My Junkions, they're a little hit or miss. Hey, Okie. Okie 00 Spool. I'm going to stick with Okie because I like Okie. It's a fun word to say. Missing Link is awesome, but it's priced way above a responsible way above a responsibility in overindulging, no collecting. See, like, you're saying Missing Link is awesome. It's not to me. What we're getting now, Missing Link, I wanted it 40 years ago. Like, to me, it's 40 years too late. 7-year-old me wanted that, not 47-year-old me. You know, it's to each their own. If people like that, cool. But I couldn't be less interested in them at this point. There was a time I was. It's just not now. Was at Ross. There was no Transformers, not a single one at Burlington. I don't know those stores, so I can't really say. Speaking of Alpha-Trion, my local toy store had the Age of the Primes Trion. I got myself one. Great Alpha-Trion. Dandy mold. Really, really good Alpha-Trion. I scored it high. I'm going to use it as a 3 because I have the Hero Was Born Alpha-Trion as my old man Trion. But it's a great Alpha-Trion to have, no doubt. And if it's the one you're using as Alpha-Trion, nothing wrong with that either. It works quite good, honestly. Obviously, Hasbro miscolors its figures just to tick you off. Probably. Maybe the Power Glide is a prototype. I doubt it. I'm sure it's final colors. I'm sure that they'll do some anniversary recolor of Power Glide, and that gray will suddenly be the more like beige color. And the thing is, like, sometimes they use that, we'll call it that brownie gray. Like, if you have seen the Titans Return Power Master Optimus Prime, if you've seen the I think Horrible was like it. I know the Squeeze Play was like it. That, you know, the gray brown, the warm brown that was used on the Studio Series Orion packs, they have that gray. Why wouldn't you use it on Power Glide where it actually should be used? Like, all you had to do was use the right gray, and you didn't bother to do that. IJ Omega's vid on Hot Rod, mainly going on about why Hasbro makes one release and then a correct release later. Well, duh. They're always like, that's the thing. People think Hasbro's their friend or on their side or like tries to give them credit. Like, why are you giving any company credit? All of them are just trying to get as much money out of you as possible so rich dudes can buy big yachts. Like, I don't understand why anyone's loyal. It's like being loyal to a political party. Like, it's silly. Be loyal to your own pocketbook, your own wallet. Be loyal to your own household, because that's the only thing that matters in the end. I don't care if Hasbro stays in business or folds. I couldn't care less. I don't care what happens to any of those people. I got my collection. I'm good. Somebody will pick up the gauntlet. Somebody will make them. Third party will not go away. Somebody will always fill the void. Doesn't have to be Hasbro. They can take that Hot Rod and shove it. It's now almost the price of an original leader price. I will not be taking advantage of. And that's the thing. I don't know what the price is now in the US, but like, you're trying to tell me this is worth the same as, you know, that Megatron or Siege Spring? Like, it's not. It's not. And it's not even that it's bad. It's just put it in the market correctly. That's all you had to do, is put it correctly in the market. Just got back in the house in time for the Hot Rod bashing. I mean, it's not even bashing. It's just statement of facts. Math don't lie. People do. Nice that they at least changed the yellow hinge on the roof. Yes. And my immediate thought was, if you could change the yellow hinge on the roof, why didn't you change the legs and the elbows? You done it to one hinge. You obviously are capable of doing it, so you could have done it to the other two spots where it's wrong. And you just didn't bother because you're lazy. But I agree with you. Missed some show. Dad called. You got to do that, man. You got to talk to your dad. What's lower than a deluxe? Legends class, and below that used to be Legion class. And then they got rid of Legion class and they got rid of Legends class and made them the Micromaster lads. And then after those duos, they had Core class, which was somewhere between Legends and Legion. Legion used to have 5 points of articulation. In Transformers Prime, they were really small. And Legends are Legends class. And they were 35 grams of plastic. The Core class was somewhere around 17 to 25 grams of plastic and had the articulation of Legends, but were more the size of Legion. Go back and explore size classes, man. Now there's nothing below Deluxe. Now Deluxe is the smallest class. And I bet you're going to see that smaller and smaller and smaller. Just saying. Just scored Sure Shot at the grocery store. Who would have thought you'd get Sure Shot at a grocery store? Enjoy, though. Like, good for you, man. I swear that we made a video about Hot Rod and the masses of different size classes. Yes, I'm sure we did. I know I certainly did. I spent every Siege video because here Siege prices jumped overnight. Like a deluxe price jumped 33% overnight. And sorry, Siege was not that much better, but I do remember having the conversation because everyone bashed on me with Siege and said, "Oh no, the prices had to go up there. Phenomenal, the best we've ever had," and all this nonsense. And I said on the Reflector video, I remember on the Reflector video saying it's only 72 grams. Like it's nowhere close to the value it should be for a deluxe, and they upped the price. And I remember saying then, hey, if you send Hasbro the message, and this was 2019, long before there was any COVID or anything like that, I said then, if you send Hasbro the message now in 2019 with Siege, that it's okay to overcharge you while giving you less product, that's going to be a problem down the road. What are you willing to, if you're willing to give up mass now, what are you willing to give up next? Is it going to be paint or is it going to be articulation? And I'm telling you now, one of the gripes that some of the, especially Studio Series figures had this year is that they don't have a waist, they don't have an ankle. Thinking specifically about Q and Widow. You're already giving up articulation. So that's the next thing to go. We didn't used to have any hollowness in Siege. All of a sudden now you hear people complain saying the forearm is hollow, the back of the leg is hollow. What did you think was going to happen? Did you think the good times that Siege was giving you for a higher price were going to last? No. Little by little, they were going to start taking it away again. We never should have allowed it then. It's too late to complain about now. Just saying, guys. The guns for Hot Rod? Do they combine? I think they do, actually. Maybe they don't. Maybe I'm wrong. No, they don't. Sorry. I got them here, so that's why I'm seeing now. I thought they did, but no, they don't. They do slot in on his back. The problem with it, though, is the slot is a rectangular vertical slot. So the part that you're actually pegging in to store this on the back is painted silver. So be careful of paint scraping. Let the hate flow, and you'll be more powerful than you ever were. I really got to be able to do it. I don't know much about Star Wars, but I know Darth Sidious voice when I hear it, quote when I hear it. You don't have to like everything or care when people use your great dislike for a figure to get a dig out of you. And you know what? Here's the thing. People say that. The problem is that when people accept this crap, then it means somebody like me is going to have to pay higher prices for less than because the precedent was already set. What we do as a fandom affects the entire fandom. We're all responsible to each other. And more people got to start thinking like that, man. The sword and shield came from the movie. Where? I don't ever remember seeing that sword and shield. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I don't remember it. From the shuttle scene. If you say so, I have zero recollection of any sword and shield. Oh, when they were training on the ship, when Grimlock and them were asking for the for Cup to tell them a story. Yeah, I got to be honest, I don't remember that. I don't know why I'm saying time out a bunch, but whatever. As we go down here a little bit. Still found it funny that the training bot gets a cheap shot on Hot Rod, and when Hot Rod goes to even the score of the training bot goes timeout. I don't remember any of that. But see, I hate Hot Rod. I don't like the character. He gets on my nerves, him and Bumblebee. So I probably blocked it out. I bet Dennis did not like Red Cog. Why didn't I? I got 2 Red Cog. I love Red Cog. He makes all kinds of extra pieces and parts for Fort Max. Why wouldn't I like Red Cog? As much as I like Hot Rod, and I'll go with Excellion, at least he's my modern Hot Rod. Excellion is bigger, better, more robust, and more mass than this. It is a better Hot Rod, and it was sold as a deluxe. And it's literally more figure. Last Hot Rod I got was the Reveal the Shield one. That was a twin pack with Cyclonus. I actually have that one. Actually, my son has it. I had that one. My son has it as his Hot Rod now. Funny you mention him. And he was good. The shoulders were limited, but man, that was a great Hot Rod. My friend has that one, and I got Cyclonus from an offer. The Cyclonus, and that is colored beautifully too. I'm okay with the old 86 Hot Rod. Oh, yeah, I would never double dip. Not for this. U.S. prices. Deluxe 30, Voyager 45, Leader 60, Commander 100. Is that the prices in the U.S. now? You guys are catching up to Canada. Because, like, here now, a Deluxe is 36. A Voyager is 49. A Leader is 79, and a Commander is 130, I think. But like Canada kind of said a while ago, we're not willing to pay anymore. And they're rotting on shelves a lot more now. You're overpricing yourself. Like, I'm sorry. You want to sell this as a Voyager for 50, go for it. I'm telling you now, it's worth about 30 Canadian. That's all it's worth. That's all it was ever going to be worth. So you can overcharge all you like, but you're not helping your company. The companies that figure out to charge less and you make more by selling for volume, they're the companies that are going to be the big wigs on the other side of the economic conditions that the world is facing now. We're going to have wet Christmas here where I live. We're going to have a lot of a white Christmas here. It's snowing here now. Which is nice because all of the snow we had melted. Looks like it's going to be a white Christmas. We rarely get them as the snow doesn't really usually stick around until after January. You're right. A Deluxe in Canada now, $37.99. That was 36 though. Maybe it is 37. We don't pay 18% tax. We pay 15% tax. What are you talking about? Dennis says Hot Rod killed Optimus. Because no, I didn't say Hot Rod killed Optimus. I said Hot Rod got in the way. And that's what caused Optimus to not fire. If Hot Rod wouldn't have been there, then there's no way that Megatron would have lunged for that laser and been able to fire off a shot before Optimus would have blasted him in the face. The only reason that happened is because Hot Rod got in the way. 70 degrees here in Mississippi. I don't know what that is in Celsius. 70 doesn't really mean anything to me. I haven't seen a 149 Commander. What Commander was 149, Daryl? I haven't seen that one. Still terrible. Yes, you're right. I know it's 50. I'm very much business-oriented with this stuff, guys. 25 Celsius. What? It's 25 where you are. That's crazy. Not 25 here. Anyway, let's get back to the news. The Blokees Nemesis Prime. I mean, not much to say. It's the IDW mold. It's Blokees. It has a Decepticon logo on it. It's Nemesis Prime. Looks cool. Looks clean. Certainly goes as part of the Blokees wheels. You know? Photographs well. Looks good. Not much to say on it, really. Either you like the Blokees wheels or you don't, right? Gary Chalk, of course, doing his annual message. And we're very fortunate. We know that he had some health issues, especially this year. Really, really glad to see Gary doing better. Really glad for this. Of course, tomorrow being Christmas Eve, expect a response from David Kay. That's usually what happens. I usually watch one right after the other on the same day. But it's become a real tradition, right? 12 voices for the holiday. It's a parody, I'm going to say, of I don't know what. But anyway, we will see. This is a few more of those images of the new reveals. Right, for Power Glide. Like underneath here, looks pretty clean. Same with Swerve, looks great. I think the Swerve turned out really nice. I love the sheen on the black windshield and stuff. No, I don't think it's cell shading. I think it's just the way the lighting is, but it's reflecting off it nicely. I like this Bumblebee. I'm going to go out and say it now. I get that people are going to say, oh, but it's not as good as the 86. I think it looks better than the 86. I want to see more of it, but I like this bee. It's a nice Devastation bee. I don't like the way the chest is here. It's not correct. I don't hate it, but this feels a lot more, especially the shape of the shoulder here. This feels a lot more like the RID 2015 Jazz, which was a great mold, by the way. Great Jazz. This feels a lot more like that to me. Not the same thing as that, but it doesn't hit me perfectly for prime smokescreen. It's not bad. It's not bad, but I'd have to see a bit more of it, I think. Do love the head sculpt, though. I think that's really, really nice. This guy is fantastic. He looks really, really, really good. I'm not even going to pretend that he doesn't look good. I love that he has the cracked off horn up here, crest, whatever you want to call it. Looks great in his alt mode. I'm really, really impressed with this. Same with Swerve. He looks really good. See what I mean? Like the red feels like it should be a more vibrant red. The gray feels like it should be a beige. It is what it is. I do like this back here, right? Looks like the old rub symbol. Of course, you can see the one Alpha Trion and big convoy here, but here's a bit more focus on this guy. I feel like there's a prowl that'll happen here too, because there was a Transformers Prime prowl. He looks good from the top down. Some gear here in his backpack, basically. You can see, again, big backpack here, but like this is the Gears mold, obviously. And not for nothing, the Orion Pax looks way better than the Optimus Prime, honestly. So there you go. There you go. Looking good. Looking good. Last couple here. That one and that one. As for when they're coming out, I don't know any information about that yet. My guess would be somewhere middle-ish of the year. TFCon Toronto will be July 10th to the 12th in the Hilton Mississauga Meadowvale area at the Hilton Mississauga Meadowvale Hotel. If I was ever in my life to be able to get to a TFCon, it would probably be something like this. A friend of mine actually wants me to go. She is going for, I don't know, some con to do with Supernatural, and she was like, we should go together, and you can go to that one and I can go to this one. But like, I don't see it happening. It'd be a lovely idea. I just don't see it happening. Cyberworld episode 19 is up if you're interested in seeing it. I still feel update, a new 50-minute video compilation with episodes 10 to 19 has been uploaded and added to the new story. So like, I got a lot to catch up on there. These are teasers for the AMK Wave 3 minis. Not much to see here yet. I mean, I don't know. An Optimus, I guess. I don't know who this is supposed to be. I have no idea who these are supposed to be. Does it say in the thing? Transparent armor, metallic finish. Bayverse Optimus and IDW Orion Pax. Seems like it's special versions of these. I don't know. I'm not really into the minis. But if you are into the Yolopark minis, more is coming soon. We go on up here. And if you like Cookie Crisp, they're partnering now with Transformers for cereal and papercraft. Alita 1, Bumblebee, or Optimus Prime. I don't know if we have, no, we don't have any images, unfortunately. The back of the box got a papercraft robot of each character in a chibi style if you're into it. So I don't, is there, oh, there are pictures. I'm sorry, there is. Right, so you can fold up a little chibi Alita 1. Right, you got the idea. Here's her head. I guess the back of her head. I Yeah, I guess. Optimus. And I guess these are like his chest and his arms and his legs, I guess. The head is obviously the biggest one, right? The head of Bumblebee, chest, arms, I guess, and legs. So cute. I don't know if we have, I don't think we have Cookie Crisp here. It was released in Greece. I don't eat cereal, so I don't know. And of course, we have the TFW picks for the year if you're in for that. But we can close that out because we're done with that. I'm going to give the trivia right now, which I actually just have on my phone. And then I'm going to check in with you guys here. And then we'll do our bit of our unboxing. Get out of here. Hey, do you know what kind of car Wild Rider is supposed to resemble? Is he A, a Mazda RX-7, B, a Ford Mustang, C, a Nissan 350Z, or D, a Ferrari 308 GTB? So is he a Mazda, is he a Ford, is he a Nissan, or is he a Ferrari? What is Wild Rider supposed to be? I see the first guess there from Marcus being a Ferrari. I'm going to go up and see where I left off here. Let's see. I got to go down here a bit. Silly me just trying to financially support Hasbro's move to Boston. Hot Rod is a deluxe with some bells and whistles. Yes. Like don't get me wrong. When I reviewed this guy, I had to review it based on the value and metrics of a Voyager. And in that, it fails. If it was released as a deluxe or like somebody bought it as a deluxe and it could be graded and scored as a deluxe, I said it's mediocre because I don't really like the transformation. I don't like how thin these legs are, very thin. I don't like that the hinge on my leg squeaks a little bit when I open it out. Not the one here, but the other part when you open it out, squeaks every time. This piece. I don't like that it opens to the inside of the leg. Why in God's name didn't it open to the outside? Having it open to the inside, it feels backwards. It's not intuitive. The legs get in each other's way. But like he has extra accessories. He has fingers that open and close. Like, honest to God, are you saying this is a Voyager because you gave him opening fingers so he could hold the Matrix? But like the Matrix accessory is nice, but it literally has nowhere to go. It can't store in his chest. So, okay, you put it in there, but you can't do anything with it. And the new one doesn't even have the blast effect for when he's lighting our darkest hour. I don't know. I agree with Albert. Hot Rod is a deluxe with some bells and whistles. Just because I'm in LA doesn't mean, just because it's in LA doesn't mean it's in Los Angeles. The con is in Burbank. Isn't like all of that Los Angeles? Like I thought like all of these, I'm going to call, you know how New York has like a bunch of boroughs, but isn't it all like a bigger part of like New York City? Aren't these all like boroughs of LA? Like isn't Bel Air and Burbank and East LA and I don't know the names of places, but like isn't it all like the greater LA area? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know the geography of it. Blessed Saturnalia? I don't know what that is. What is Saturnalia? I've never heard of it. I appreciate you not apologizing for Hasbro's greed. There's a reviewer, not going to mention his name, but he constantly justifies the price hikes and obsesses over clear plastic. Yes, because there's a lot of people that are reviewers when really all they're doing is giving a glorified commercial. A true reviewer, not just for Transformers, but for anything. A true review gives the good, the bad, the ugly, and it's looking out for the consumer, not the company. The whole point of doing reviews, of watching reviews, is to help give you guys informed information for informed buying choices. What you do with that is your business. If you hear me talk about the math for this guy and say, I don't care, I'm going to get it anyway, and I'm going to say it's a fabulous Voyager because I spent the money on it. Of course you're going to say that. You spent the money on it. You're going to justify that price any way you can to yourself. But if you sit down and look at the actual math, not math I'm making up, this is math based on what Hasbro has established as the value themselves, then the math doesn't line up. You can like it, you can hate it, you can blame me for it, but it's not going to change the numbers. It's like when we go back to Siege Shockwave. Dude was 212 grams. A leader class traditionally is 315 to 325. He was 100 grams short for what he needed to be a leader. That's why I said when I bought it, I paid the leader for it. You scammed me. I'll never buy another Shockwave. And guess what? Since then, I've never bought another Shockwave. So way to go, Hasbro. You sacrifice, because I like Shockwave, you sacrificed future sales because you wanted to scam me once. It's bad business. Honestly, it's bad business. I saw the first Big Bang Theory Christmas special last night. Cool. The lighting on that power glide was so bad, I don't trust the photo. Now, that could be it too, honestly. I like the color bluey more than the warm gray, but it's not right. If you go back and watch the cartoon, if you go back and see the G1 toy, it is a warm gray. Well, it's not even warm gray, it's beige. Hasbro never releases the definitive figure. It's a very, very greedy company. Yes. Just got off work for the day. Looks like a white Christmas for us. Yeah, it does, Maximal 10. You're right, buddy. We were just saying the same thing. We went down there. I do think Siege was overall better quality than POTP, but not 33% more. I think it was better too. Don't get me wrong. And I could understand another price hike of a couple of bucks, but not 33%. Not an overnight jump from 19 to 29. Not an overnight jump from 20 bucks to 30 bucks. No, it was too much. It's snowing here now, which is nice. We talked about that. Commander's Berry. Yes, we talked about that. I'm liking Cyber World. Still got to do that. The photo was clearly Bay versus Optimus. If you say so. I don't know how it was clearly Bay versus Optimus, but whatever you say, dude. I'm going to defer to you guys because I don't know. Ferrari D Cookie Crisp is so unhealthy. It's probably illegal in Canada. Probably. There's a lot of stuff that can't come here because it doesn't pass Health Canada standards. C, I don't know crap about cars. C, D. Yes, it is D. It is the Ferrari. You guys are correct. Okay. Burbank is a suburb. Okay, there you go. There you go. A neighborhood. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Okay, let's do the unboxing and get out of here. First things first, I do want to point this out. This guy here, the Super 7 Ultimates Bonsai-tron. I like him. I'm okay with him not transforming because he was an Action Master. Is he perfect? No. But I got him at a package because I was shocked last night that I got it from Maximal 10. I'm really glad to have this guy. Of all of the ones, and I know there are ones out there that transform, but I actually had the Action Master as a kid. And he was always one of my main Decepticons because I didn't have a lot of Decepticons. And this guy could still pull off my plane mode that I did with, which is really just putting his legs out, and then I kind of positioned the arms. Like, it's a little more than this, but like this was kind of my plane mode for him when he was an Action Master. So I'll probably still pull off something like that when I want him to be something else. But even without that, I like this guy, despite his imperfections, of which he has many, but I like him. Anyway, the unboxing. And I can lay Hot Rod down here too, because I don't need him. The unboxing. We really only have two things tonight. The first is another Blokees. This one was in the other bag, so I didn't have it last week, but Starscream Wife has actually put this one together. And I gotta say, I think this one's pretty darn cool because this one is turned. Oh man, is that a good looking turn? Really a good looking turn, I gotta say. Very, very cool. Even Starscream Wife was like, that's a great looking turn. And yes, he does have his mask, but I don't think he has, no, he doesn't have a face underneath it. And I didn't think he did. I gotta try and put that back on now. That's the bad part. See, I gotta try and put that right back on now. And I am not Starscream Wife, and I find this stuff real challenging to do. Did I get it on? Oh man, that came off. I'm gonna have to put that on again after. And the other thing, I mentioned this last week. I'm actually really excited about this. I said last week that up and coming, there was something that I've reviewed a new one of, and I love it, but I've never reviewed or handled or looked at the original. So a little while ago, I reviewed, and I think he turned out really good. This guy, Cybertron Sideways. Shockingly impressed with this guy. But thanks to Maximal 10, I'll be taking a look at the original. And man, oh man. Hold on. Let me try and hold it from in here somewhere. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Man, oh man, is that a close approximation or what? Holy smokes. That's a close approximation, man. But you can see the difference in size of the Cyber Planet key. It's crazy. Crazy bananas. And that, my friends, is it for tonight. Yeah, we had a couple of things here. And next week, we'll talk about whatever the Christmas unboxing is. For now, I'm going to say this. I hope you have the best Christmas ever with your friends, with your family. Please be safe in all your travels, all you're going around, you know. Yeah, be safe out there. I appreciate you coming by right now. I know it was a weird time. I know it was a weird day. I appreciate you coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you are in a position to help the channel to grow, man, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around and have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget, not for a moment, not for a second, that you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, even though next week's going to be Tuesday again, at the stop motion premieres, or, of course, the old-fashioned way right here inside the videos.